Welcome to Real Life Real Crime Daily for Thursday, February 1st, and I'm Jim Chapman.
I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agavino. Do you guys know it was a leap year?
No.
That happens.
Yeah, we got 29 days in February this time.
I could never get
How
it straight.
often do leap years come around? Every 7 years?
Every
7
four.
years.
Four.
Is it 4?
Every 4 years.
Okay.
I had a boss who was born on February 29th.
Really?
Yeah, so he was
only 12 years old?
So he was always, a lot younger than me because he only celebrated a birthday once every 4 years.
Huh. Swim has a birthday February 5th.
Really?
Yep. And this is the first year.
Swim does, but not
that we,
Completely separate
so
birthday.
it's only the second time that we haven't done the crew bash on my birthday weekend.
That's right.
But one time we did it in June, and it's probably that's what happened this summer. So, all right.
It's a thirsty Thursday.
Thursday, which I'm probably going to partake in.
Yeah.
I am too. You know what
It's
I'm
been a long
going to
week.
drink because I need to drink while I'm watching my new True Detective season. Have you been watching this?
I have been watching. I watched the third.
Oh,
I have
my
not
God.
watched it, but I see a lot of people on.
Have you watched the old ones?
Oh yeah, I saw
Like the very first one. Woody
First season
Harrelson
was
and-
fabulous.
Yeah.
Second and third, especially third, no good. I mean,
No, this
very
is
mediocre. This
This is the third.
is the fourth.
Okay, 4.
This is
the
the-
Alaska one.
This is the fourth. And they got Jodie Foster, Clarice.
See her
They got
having
Clarice.
Sex with that.
Have the lime stop screaming?
I was very surprised she did that sex scene. But she's a great.
She does a sex scene in it?
She's a great actress, and
I'm
it
tuning
is
in.
the story here
all you had to
is
say.
Second episode.
it is every bit as good as
27 minutes in.
that first season.
I need the timestamp for that.
Just 27 minutes and 13 seconds. Anyway.
Oh no, I don't know that it's a Mr. Skin moment. She doesn't. There's not a lot of
just
skin there.
depends
It's
how
just
much-
the fact
how much
that she did the sex
relationship
scene.
you have with her over the years.
And that it's a heterosexual sex scene because I would have
'Cause
thought she'd have
man
a
and
problem
woman.
with doing that.
Why?
I think that they
She's
talk
gay.
about.
She's gay.
Is she?
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't know that.
Oh yeah, no, and I mean very
Open?
very open.
Okay. I
but
didn't
she's
know
not.
I didn't either.
She's not a super
She's a damn good actor. Then.
public
Yeah.
person. I mean, she's
Yeah.
not. But she's a great actress, and the story's fabulous on that. So if you haven't checked it out,
Really weird.
it is on Max, or you can watch on HBO.
Kind of bizarre.
on demand.
But let's get down to some.
I was going to do one other thing. Why are you such a hurry? You got an appointment,
I
don't
got
you?
a lot of shit to do.
Okay, listeners, you got places to go. Okay,
Yes, I'm trying to take care of business.
all right.
Hopefully it's my last time.
I was gonna lament the loss of tough guy coaches. I'm very sad about Nick Saban being gone.
Oh boy.
And it looks like Bill Belichick can't get a job. Looks like he's
I'm sure he could.
Why?
get
You know
one.
what you need to do?
They're
Open with
done.
instead of sports, you need to open with some of that bullshit you watch, like the Real Housewives of Atlantic City, New Jersey, or whatever.
they don't have an
Orange
County.
County,
whichever.
I don't watch that one.
I must admit,
But
I
talk
watch
about
it.
that.
I watch Orange County.
But
myself.
because I was only bringing that up because it inspired
Tamara
me
Barney.
for a little game we're going to play later.
Oh Lord! All right.
We have a tough guy, tough movie.
game.
Yeah, we'll get to
Is that the
in a
word you're
minute.
thinking?
I was thinking that. I couldn't go
for
up
the
with the words
record,
game.
Jim and I know nothing about this, but let's get down into some true crime time for Thursday.
All right. We're going to take you to Atlanta.
Hotland.
Atlanta. And a man has been slapped with a $30,000 water bill for water usage. Yes, and this is actually a pretty crazy story. For water usage on a plot of land with no connection to a water line. So Jeff Raw, who is president and CEO of Revive Construction, was yet to kick off another construction of a single-family home in an Atlanta East Lake neighborhood when he received a string of eye-watering, no pun intended, bills from the Atlanta Watershed Management. The Atlanta Watershed Management installed a standalone water meter at the problem plot of land on October 4th. And at that time, the plot of land was just dirt. Raw had not even started laying the foundation of the home yet. So a month after the water meter was installed, Revive was billed $8,800 for using 305 thousand gallons of water. To put that into context, the Environmental Protection Agency says the average U.S. household uses about 300 gallons of water a day, which equates to about 9,000 gallons a month. A cool 296,000 gallons shy of what Revive was billed, okay? So the mega bill poured in for 5 months and has now reached a shocking total of $29,669. The Watershed Management Appeals Board said the water was either used, lost via a leak, or stolen. Raw, who describes the appeal board as a kangaroo court, said it seems like they were just probing the possibility that he stole the water. At one point in the saga, the utility company conceded there was a water leak, and it corrected Revive's outstanding balance to a far more reasonable $219. But it quickly reversed that decision, deeming it a mistake, and reinstated the $30,000 bill. Raw appealed that U-turn and lost, despite a senior employee at the utility company siding with him. I feel like it's extortion, said Raw, who is not alone in losing his fight. Over an 18-month period, 80% of people who disputed water in the Atlanta watershed management lost their appeals, 80%. So what do you do, Woody, if that were you? What do you do if you get a weird water bill?
I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. When I was traveling the country doing defense work, we got in a $2,100 water bill. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not here, or I wasn't here at the time. And so we had to call out. They insisted, the water company, I'm not going to name them, and I'll explain to you why in a minute. They insisted that we must have had a leak somewhere. So we called in plumbers, and they tricked and dug up all the lines, inside, outside, everything, no leak. Ended up being a faulty meter on their part. And I called and raised hell with them, and they basically laughed at me. And I should have sued them then, but I didn't. But guess what happened? The Hurricane Ida came, and my house got destroyed. All the shit was gutted out, and they put it on top of that water meter, which is in the front yard. Yep. No water in the house, no nothing. Haven't lived there. In a couple months, we get a $3,000 water bill. And I called him up. I got the same rude bitch on the phone, and she's a supervisor. And I said, well, let me talk to the supervisor. And she's like, that's your pile. You had a pile of stuff on there, and we couldn't read the meter, so we just charged. I said, so you fucking charge me, and you can't even read the meter? Yeah, but we're going to charge you another $2,000 to go out there and remove the debris so we can remove your meter. I said, you charge me whatever the fuck you want to. And then I sued them, and I won. This time I sued them. Yeah. And the statute of limitations was up on the previous one. This time I sued them, and I'm one, and I'm under an NDA, and I can't say anything about it. So, they're like, most people are just screwed. You got to pay it and then fight. Otherwise, you don't have water.
That's right. And let me tell you, we've all, of course, this isn't a very extreme case, but I'm sure we've all looked at our water bills at some point and said, this is way higher than it should. So there are some advice that I can give you on what you do if you're in that situation. If you receive an unusually high water bill, don't obviously just throw the money down the drain and pay it. Right. There are ways to verify it. First, it's important you check your water meter to ensure it matches what is shown on the bill. You can actually look at the water meter and it'll say that. If it doesn't look like it's matching, then, you've got an argument there. Turn off all your water and then go outside and see if it's spinning. It has a little spinning deal in it. It's a wheel. If that wheel is still spinning and all your water is off in your house, like all your faucets, you got a leak. Water's running through there. So that'll tell you if you have a leak. And if you try both of those things and it doesn't work, give them a call and talk to them about it and have them come out. You have the right to request a reread. And I have done that several times because sometimes they just misread the meter. Yeah. So there's just
sometimes
some
like
tips.
Mine, and they just drive right by the fucking meter and say, we're just going to charge it whatever we want.
That's it.
And that happened, and it evidently happens a lot. Yeah. And I don't know if this guy's making minimum wage or whatever. And he's like, we're just going to guesstimate your shit and drive by and get,
Some of the guys look sketchy to read water meter.
Well, I got no time for
Say the
them.
least.
And you know what?
Not throwing shade.
The first one, it
They're
wasn't
working.
just the amount. I had to pay the bill. My wife and kids were at home. I'm out of state. I had to pay the bill to get the water on because they needed a shower and stuff, right? But the fact that I had to pay all the plumbers to come do all the stuff and everything, it's like $5,000.
Yeah.
It gets crazy. I had one, California, where my boys' rooms were. It was like a demilitarized zone. I just wouldn't go there.
Right.
I just wouldn't walk in there. And their bathroom had a runny toilet for, I guess, like a 2-month period. Because out there, you only get your bill every 2 months.
Right.
So all of a sudden, I get a bill, and it's like 5x what my bill usually is. And I call them to complain, and it turns out that the idiots had their toilet running 24/7.
Your toilet was running?
Yeah, my toilet.
Did you catch it?
Yeah.
That was coming out. All right. Let's go out to the University of South Carolina, the Gamecocks, right? An overserved University of South Carolina junior was fatally shot when he tried to enter the wrong house last year. Nicholas Donofrio, age 20, had been hanging out with his friends at the Loose Cockaboose, a sports bar across from the South Carolina football stadium, before he was put in an Uber and driven back to the area near his off-campus home in Columbia. His friends came to concern when they couldn't find him or reach him during the early morning hours. At 2 a.m. on August 26th, a woman inside South Holly Street home dialed 911 and quietly told a dispatcher, somebody's trying to break into our house. Donofrio had been knocking, banging, and kicking on the home's front door while playing around with the door handle. A loud bang was heard in the background of the call, which is later identified as the fatal gunshot that the woman's boyfriend fired through the door, striking him in the chest. Police get here fast, the woman said. He says he thinks he hit him. A Ring doorbell camera captured Donofrio walking up to the home and attempting to turn a doorknob as a car turned around in the street. The Columbia Police Department said Donofrio resided on the same street as the home he attempted to enter and was highly intoxicated at the time of the shooting. We should stay inside until the cops get here, right? The caller asked, in between heavy breathing and cries before the official asked for someone to peek out the window. The couple could not see Donofrio lying on the porch because of the front door's frosted window and the angle of the security camera. The male who fired the shot eventually opened a door crack and confirmed the 20-year-old was down. So,
wow.
The officers arrived 5 minutes after the call of the suspected burglary was placed. 75 minutes after the fatal shooting, Donofrio's friends began to worry about his whereabouts and placed their own 911 call. I have no idea where he is, and we're all incredibly worried, one of the friends told the dispatcher as the other tried to recall the last thing he was wearing. I don't know what I'm asking you guys to do, the caller asked. It was determined Donofrio was in a bright pink shirt and multicolored athletic shorts. And no charges was filed against the man who shot Donofrio, as both Columbia Police and the Fifth Circuit Solicitor's Office determined the shooter was justified to protect his property under South Carolina law. The Stand Your Ground law allows deadly force against anyone lawfully or forcefully entering the dwelling. Ooh, I got so many stories about that.
Yeah.
That
Let's talk about them.
Swim's friends. Well, we probably shouldn't. I know that this happened on at least 2 different occasions where one of them was a fraternity brother. Swim was inside with, they went home with 2 females to the female's house, and Swim was inside, and his friend wasn't as lucky as Swim was. And so he left, and he went and fell asleep in what he thought was Swim's car. And then he woke up the next morning because we had flag raising, we were pledges. And he walks into the house and he hollered my name, and a young female came across in a towel and sees him, and she starts screaming, and he's like, he didn't know. He still thought he was in the right house. Then Daddy comes out of the room and says, what are you doing? He said, it's okay. I was here with your daughter last night. Daddy didn't appreciate that because that dude was in the wrong house, and he got chased down the street with a shotgun, and the cops got called. And
he thought he would lighten the moment with a little bit of
he thought he was in the house that Swim was in, but he wasn't.
He wasn't even in the
He was in the wrong house, just like this case.
I understand, but the joke about his daughter.
No, he was. He thought he was They went home from a bar with 2 females. Swim got lucky. He didn't. And so he got mad and left and went passed out in a car. But when he woke up to get Swim for the flag raising, he went into the wrong house. Another one, Swim dropped off a friend so he could go with the dog on purpose. And his friend was hammered. They came back from New Orleans from the French Quarter Festival, and his friend got to what he thought was his door and couldn't get in and kicked it in, and it was the wrong door.
Oh, Jesus.
Swim had to get his ass out of jail.
Here's what I don't get, okay? You've got...
Swim's been through some...
Swim has been through
Swim's got stories. I need to do the podcast.
You've got a Ring doorbell cam. You get an alert when someone's there. All you got to do is look at your phone. The guy's got a pink shirt on. He's going to appear...
What a killers look like. What a rapist look like.
Okay. Okay. Obviously, the law is the law, right? I know the law is the law. But I'm just saying, if it were me in that circumstance, I would look at my phone, I would see the guy, and I would go, okay, questionable. I would initiate some kind of conversation because I would say 99.9999% of people who are going to break into your house aren't wearing pink when they do it. I just...
Well, here's the deal. Let's make it real for you. It's 3:00 in the morning, and you're at your house, and somebody's trying to get in the door. Miss Jerry's in the other room. She calls 911, which she should have done. And then the guy's more aggressively trying to break in the door, and then he's banging against your door, and you're trying to talk to him, and he's so inebriated he doesn't respond. What are you going to do? You going to let him open the door when he may have a gun? And I mean, you have a right to defend your home.
And not only that, but what's becoming insanely popular right now are people dressing up in UPS outfits and knocking on your door.
Probably
and
not
when
at 3 in the morning,
door,
though.
But I mean, in general.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to tell you what, you come to my house and you're breaking down the door at 3:00 in the morning, you're gonna spring a leak. But I feel bad for this kid's family and all that. And it's just a tragic, I mean, can't really say it's an accident because he was breaking into the guy's home and the guy shot and he's been cleared. But it's just sad.
Yeah,
it is. And look, there's a lot of these areas that have sort of cookie cutter looking streets, and every house looks the same. And the guy's shit faced, and the Uber drops him at somewhere a house or two away from the address he gave him, and that's just such an unfair way to go.
Reasons that Swim is lucky to be alive today.
Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdowns scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill, and calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV, and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gift to the coolest finds for kids to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary. Hey, y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something, all the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had.
Okay. Let's go to Pennsylvania. We haven't gone to Pennsylvania in a while.
You love you some Penn State folk.
And yeah, I really do love me some Penn State folk. Where a Pennsylvania woman has been accused of torturing animals in order to generate likes on YouTube.
Miss Jerry, close your ears.
Anagar Muncie, age 28, was slapped with a slew of animal cruelty charges last week over 4 live streamed videos she posted on her YouTube channel that showed her mutilating a live chicken, a live pigeon, a live rabbit, and frogs.
You're so in trouble.
Authorities claim that Muncie was apparently trying to grow her followers and her engagement statistics, such as likes, by performing these animal executions, and she allegedly did so in sexually explicit fashion. Don't go to the board. This might have been a kinky as well.
All right.
Muncie, who in some of the videos had almost no clothing on, solicited her 20,000 subscribers as she hacked away at the animals in the various live streams. It's just barbaric. It's inhumane that someone could do that, Upper Darby Police Superintendent Timothy Bernhardt said, adding that it was even more disturbing the fact that you are soliciting and people are encouraging you to do this.
Oh, yeah.
According to police, her latest video titled Cooking Lucky, which was posted last Friday just before her arrest, showed her using a knife to slice a chicken's neck over a kitchen sink as the distressed animal tried to flee. Once PETA, People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, received a tip about the videos being posted to the account, they contacted Upper Darby Police. Once taken into custody, police say Muncie allegedly admitted to the animal abuse. According to YouTube's community guidelines, animal abuse content is not permitted on the platform. A YouTube spokesperson said, quote, content that is violent or abusive toward animals is not allowed on YouTube, and we have terminated the channel in question. So she ended up losing her YouTube account. The best we can do is just to honor them by making sure this kind of behavior does not continue and that more animals aren't made victims. Kristen Rickman, a spokesperson for PETA, said Muncie's expected in court on the 5th of February. There's our chicken.
I saw that. You know what? Did y'all ever see that show? And normally I don't watch shows like that, but it's Don't Fuck with Cats.
No,
it's a true crime deal. Yeah. This dude was getting on there and he was torturing cats and put it on social media, and they hunted him down. Regular people hunted him down.
Really?
Don't fuck with cats.
Yeah.
Or chickens or whatever. Now look, I raise chickens and one time someone got in and got on one of its wings, and it was going to die anyway and everything. I took my youngest son out and said, this is how, it's a circle of life and everything. You had to do the business. And then we can put him in a gun bag. But that I'm not going on social media.
You didn't post that on your
No, I didn't put it on TikTok.
Right.
I'm going to tell you something. I always talk about how we try not to talk about religion and politics and whatever. You really don't want to get on here and say that you're an animal abuser.
Right.
Right. Because I'm not an animal abuser.
That's right. We love animals.
Right.
Well, apparently you don't like the Russian tigers, but that's a story from another episode.
We just like moonshine better.
Yeah. Yeah. Tiger's an amazing animal.
Amazing if this was a woman too, from my standpoint, because usually it'd be some crazy
twisted
nut of a guy doing something like
Anybody,
this.
that's what you were saying. That people do anything to get likes and shit on social media.
Yeah. Well, we cover crimes all the time where they wreck planes intentionally.
Yeah.
Remember that
right,
one?
Right.
Just to get TikTok views and all of that.
Jumping in and jumping tanks at Bass Pro.
Found an audience, but whatever.
All right. Well, as you know, from listening to our last episode, the board is after Jim Chapman.
It's Jim's turn in the penalty box.
The board is after me. I keep ignoring their calls. I haven't responded to emails.
Did you lawyer up? Did you hire something?
Well, this all starts over stories that I do that the board feels are other people are entitled to, let's say. Yeah. So I decided to find another one. And so I'm going to tell you this
poking the bear.
Phenomenal story. A man tried to hire a hitman to kill his wife and her boyfriend because she wouldn't let him see the kids.
Really?
Yes. So a 47-year-old man recently pleaded guilty in a murder for hire case. And as you know, I don't always cover the murder for hires, but in a direct violation of the board, I'm doing that today. Mohammed Chowdhury pled guilty to 2 counts of use of interstate commerce facilities in the commission of a murder for hire. Chowdhury reportedly contacted an individual and asked him to have his wife killed, saying he needed the murder done as soon as possible. He told the hitman he would get the money to do so, even if he had to rob a store to obtain the funds. Chowdhury paid to have the slaying carried out, but the individual took the money and didn't go through with it. Right. The individual instead reported the incident to law enforcement and gave them Chowdhury's contact information. Law enforcement used undercover agents to communicate with Chowdhury, and Chowdhury then met with an undercover agent posing as a hitman and their associates several times, and he contacted the agents to kill his wife and her new boyfriend. Chowdhury explained that his wife wouldn't let him see his children, and he wanted the undercover agents to rob and beat his wife and her boyfriend so that he would not be the suspect. Chowdhury asked, "So how are we going to disappear his body?" He stated, "No evidence. I don't want any evidence. No evidence like, I did something." So Chowdhury gave the undercover agents photographs of his wife and her new boyfriend, and he told them where they lived and worked, and even provided them with their schedules. Chowdhury offered to pay $4,000 in cash for each killing with a deposit of $500. And so he now faces up to 10 years in prison with 3 years of supervised release and fines up to $250,000.
I love to watch these undercover shits, and I can't tell you about some, but I love to watch these idiots. Get the undercover hitman in the car, and they're like, "Oh, how do you want it done?" "I'll kill that motherfucker, slice or whatever," right? And then like the video doesn't lie.
Yeah.
But they only do it. Sometimes they have to meet 2 and 3 times. And they only do it when that initial deposit exchange hands.
Right.
Otherwise, it could be just a whatever. So very interesting. I would recommend divorce.
Mike, any thoughts?
I'm going to abstain from comment because I may be called to testify in whatever disciplinary action. I want to reserve those thoughts for that moment.
Oh, the board.
I don't think taunting the board is a good strategy.
I thought I had killed the board already, but evidently not. Let me ask you a question. You won't believe how many people do not have this item. And Mike, I'm pretty sure you have yours. You have your passport?
Sure.
Jim?
I do not.
There you go. And most people don't. And me, I like to travel out of the country, specifically the Caribbean. Go diving and shit like that, right? But most people don't have it. So get your passport, people, because you never know when Woody Overton's going to invite you on a vacation. But one place I will not be taking you to is the Bahamas.
True crime cruise.
Well, that was in the works at one point too. But the U.S. Embassy is saying, hey, don't go there, folks, because
sharks.
Well, I mean, if you're thinking about leaving the country because the place you might assume are safe to travel, but that might not be safe anymore. The world is forever changing. U.S. Embassy in the Bahamas has advised Americans visiting the country to be cautious after nearly 20 people were killed in 1 month. A security, right? Exactly. You don't think that's
not a big
the Bahamas.
place.
It's not like, that when I'm in Belize or wherever like that. I mean, the Bahamas, it's $18 for a hamburger, right?
Yeah.
So you wouldn't think 20 people. But so the security advisory warning has been issued to tourists traveling to the Bahamas by the U.S. Embassy in Nassau. The warning comes as gang violence and homicides on the islands have escalated in recent months. And according to officials, 18 murders have been reported in the country in January alone, with retaliatory gang violence being the primary motive. Americans have been advised to exercise extreme caution and remain vigilant when staying at short-term vacation rental properties. Murders have occurred at all hours, including in broad daylight on the streets, the embassy wrote. Officials have also asked tourists to not physically resist any robbery attempt and to not answer the front door at any hotel residence for unknown people. State Department has placed the Bahamas on its exercise increased caution warning list, and even asked people to stay away from the water tours and sports. And apparently, activities involving recreational watercraft, including water tours, are not consistently regulated, meaning any jackleg and hire out as shit, right? Watercraft may be poorly maintained, and some operators may not have safety certifications. Never swim alone, regardless of your age and level of swimming skills. Keep within your fitness and swimming capabilities and all that good shit. Be mindful of sharks. That's why I'm reporting on this. When swimming and engaging in water activities, there have been recent fatal and non-fatal incidents involving sharks. Mike, don't be jealous. In fact, a child was attacked last week while participating in a shark feeding event hosted by the Atlantis Resort.
I saw the video of that.
But it didn't kill the kid, though. But it's unknown whether the shark involved was working for one of these gang organizations. Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis commented on the advisory, "We will not violate anyone's civil liberties, but you are likely to be impacted by more roadblocks and unannounced police action." Anyway, y'all, that's their crime plan in response to the public outcry and the murder rate this
Well, I mean, but their warnings are like the only reason you're going there is for all of that water activity and stuff. And so if they're recommending you don't do that, probably you don't want to go.
Yeah.
Usually, like when the warnings are up for Mexico, your concern is usually the drive from the airport to wherever your destination is. And once you're on a hotel property, you're pretty darn safe. It's the transport. Here, they're telling you, they're giving you warnings about your Airbnb or your short-term vacation rental, and not to do any of the recreational things you would go to the Bahamas to do. I mean, that's pretty, and it's the freaking Bahamas. I mean,
Right.
Look, and here's the thing. It's actually becoming more common all over the world when you're traveling to these island resorts. And a lot of times when you're on the actual resort itself, you're safe. It's when you kind of venture off from that area, especially in Mexico and places like that, you can definitely get in a bind. you're an American. And so in their mind, a lot of people's mind from other countries, the Americans are the rich ones. And so
my problem is when I go, I never go to the resorts. I always research it where the locals go and stuff like I get off the beaten path and all that. But yeah, many times encounter roadblocks with machine guns and, third world countries that I like to visit. And it's a real deal. But, most of the crimes, even like in Belize, except for Belize City, I never go there because that's where all the gangs are. But most of the time, it's the same rule of thumb like in America. Don't go to the local watering hole and have your Gucci purse sitting on the table and go to the bathroom. They're going to steal it. Theft and stuff like that is most of the major crimes, not murder. Yeah,
Well, 20 in a month.
Well, that's why I ain't going to the Bahamas.
yeah.
Anyway, that's too touristy for me. I want to be in like the jungle on the beaches with the mountains in the background.
With the pygmies.
Yeah,
They have Russian lions, tigers in those areas.
and bears. Oh my!
Let's go to Brooklyn.
All right, that's some of your old stomping grounds, huh?
It is. And my son and baby Jane.
Home of the Gambino crime family.
Andre Eugene, age 36, is accused of stabbing his mother, Donna Hyman, to death and also stabbing his mother's beloved poodle, Gigi. Sorry, honey. Before throwing Gigi off the 11th floor of a Brooklyn building.
Wow.
I don't know why he needed to do that to Gigi. Eugene is also charged with aggravated cruelty to animals and the death of the poodle, Gigi. Eugene has entered a not guilty plea to all of these charges. Police were called to the 1500 block of Hornell Loop in Brooklyn around 7 p.m. on Jan 19. There they found Hyman lying lifeless on the floor of the...
Hyman?
Yes, that's the mother. That's his mother.
You mean, is it like a Spanish pronunciation? Jaime?
Hyman is her last name. Hyman.
Okay.
Are you...
Just curious.
Yeah. Donna Hyman.
Okay. You know
First
what a
time.
hymen is, right?
I do. I do know what a hymen is, and I'm sure she did as well, but it was her last name, and
see.
so that's the way
I'm sorry, I
the
didn't
ball
mean to interrupt
bounces
you.
sometimes. Getting back to our story, they found Hyman lying lifeless on the floor of the 11th floor apartment that she shared with Eugene. Hyman was just 58, had reportedly been stabbed 56 times. What's with these
stabbings, man.
frickin' including stab wounds to the heart? Officers also observed a lifeless and bloody dog lying in front of the building, and that dog appeared to have multiple stab wounds to its body as well. A veterinary forensic told police that the dog sustained stab wounds to its back, right side, rear end, and back legs. Officers found Eugene, who reportedly worked as a paraprofessional at PS 17 in Brooklyn, naked and covered in blood in front of the building. The suspect allegedly stated that Hyman had died by suicide and that the dog fell from the balcony. Eugene was taken to the hospital for a dog bite to the thigh. Police said the suspect also had several self-inflicted stab wounds. Eugene was charged on January 24th. A court appearance is scheduled for February 27th. And I'm sure we'll be hearing about Eugene's psychotic break as an explanation for all of
From
this.
smoking too much weed in California.
Or New York.
Is weed legal in New York?
Yes. Poor Gigi.
Or Gigi?
Yeah. Horrible story.
It's not at all
Stabbing.
a fair ending.
And you
for
said
Gigi
Jaime.
or his mother. I mean,
You said Jaime, and that's my name in Spanish.
Yeah, Jamie.
Yeah. Well, Jimmy, it's kind of like a, right. Anyway,
Rosetta Stone, we love you.
that's right. That's how I learned that.
That's right.
Jim never knew what his name was in Spanish until.
That's right, Rosetta Stone. Because they have all
Thank
the
you.
speech recognition software and everything else.
Yeah.
Good shit.
All right. We don't have a tone for this one I'm doing today, but it's a WTF.
What the?
Every now and then we do our WTFs, and this one we're going to entitle Captain Obvious.
Oh, Lord.
That's right. And so Woody's going to get some pleasure out of this, being that he was a homicide detective. And So at the end of this story, Woody, I want you to play Who Done It with me, and you tell me who done it.
All right.
A homicide investigation is underway after officials reportedly found the body of a missing 39-year-old woman along with her husband's truck ablaze. Brevard County Sheriff Wayne Ivey said Amber Estep was last seen by her husband, Brian Estep, on January 16th. The couple got into an argument after a medical appointment, and Brian Estep dropped his wife off near the area of I-95 and State Road 50, so right there off an interstate, after she asked to exit the car. Amber Estep's mother reported her daughter missing several days later on January 19th after she failed to show up for work. The sheriff said officials found the pickup truck of the victim's husband completely engulfed in flames within hours of launching their missing person investigation. The sheriff's office is working with the state fire marshal's office to determine how the fire started. On January 20th, a property owner reportedly found Estep's body off of State Route 46 and reported it to authorities, and investigators are examining evidence and conducting interviews to gather more information. Who did it?
Brian's in trouble. Yeah.
I would say all signs point to Brian.
Yeah, but it's sad for her, but you know what? He put her out of the vehicle. I bet he put her out at nighttime.
Yeah.
He could see traffic coming by headlights.
Yeah.
Sad. Another
Circumstantial, just like Scott Peterson, who they now all think is innocent.
It is.
They'll put it together. They're going to get cell phone records and everything else. And just so happens his truck, I didn't know my truck was gone. Yeah.
At the second they launch an investigation.
He probably choked her to death, and she's got the blood spittle and the DNA in the cab of the truck. And he sets it ablaze. Then they're going to find video of him at some gas station because Jim Chapman says you're always on video, and he's fucked. And
I submit to you that I don't care how mad you are at your wife.
Yeah,
you're not going to drop her off on the side of the interstate.
By the interstate because she requested to get out.
Yeah. So,
well, there you have it. I don't know what the. He's going to find out about some.
We got to come up with a sound.
He's down in Florida. So,
hey, ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC.
That's his ass.
That is. I thought that was pretty obvious.
Yeah, here we go. Kinky crimes for Thursday.
Furniture involved?
No couch involved this time. But another woman has been arrested.
Uh-oh.
A West Virginia woman. Why is the kinky crimes almost always women? Except the last one, the couch guy was.
Because women are kinky.
That's true, too. I guess 50% of the population.
Yeah.
50. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I'd say it's about
A West Virginia woman is being arrested after an argument occurred between her and a male. She allegedly put a pet gecko in a garbage disposal and shredded it into pieces. I'm not laughing about geckos, y'all. Police were called for a potential domestic in progress at Hickory Mills Apartments. When they arrived, the victim was separated from the suspect. The victim and the suspect were going to have sex when they got home, but it did not work out as planned. The victim told police that a verbal argument happened, and he called the suspect a slut, and she struck him twice with a curtain rod on the forearm.
Should have.
Right? Police say there was a large bump knot with a laceration in the center where the victim was hit. Police say they spoke to Hannah Nicole Jones, who told police she got angry and threw things. Jones threw flower pots and busted a fish tank. Police say right? So she's going off.
She was pissed.
Police say she did hit the victim, but did not say it was with an object. Jones also told police she took the pet gecko in the house and put it in the garbage disposal and turned it on, shredding the pet gecko into pieces in the disposal. I guarantee you it was his, not hers, the pet gecko. Jones was placed in mechanical restraints and charged with domestic battery and animal cruelty. But it goes back to y'all, the kinky crime part is... If you don't,
it all started over sex.
We have so many of these where one of them refuses to have sex.
Yeah.
And then they go do crazy shit.
Yeah, but dang.
Poor gecko.
I thought when you first
Chopping
brought
the
up
fish,
the gecko,
gecko.
I thought the gecko was involved in the sex at first.
And then fish got murdered.
He wishes he probably was, based upon what happened
fish
to him.
got murdered too.
Yeah, she wasn't too
Not
happy.
all about geckos. Fish used to live too.
That's right. That's right. Well, that is a kinky crime.
Kinky crimes for Thursday.
Wow.
Started because nobody wanted to get some booty.
Oh, that's right. That's what it happens.
You just walk away.
Well, instead of dumb criminals, we're going to have dumb game contestants today.
Here we go.
And I was inspired by that season 2 of Reacher. Have you watched season 2 of Reacher?
Not yet.
I love that guy. That guy he's bad. He is a bad dude. And it got me thinking about movie tough guys and great lines, because Reacher's always throwing out the one-liners in that series. So
I know you're going to have a couple in here from 1937.
So
I don't know if you're going to have a couple from the silent movies.
They're all from speaking films, and they're all since the turn of the into the 20th century. So you're, but we might have an early one early one. But anyway, this is Jeopardy. We've got 3 categories. Category 1 is from what movie, where I'm going to give you a famous quote from a movie, and you have to tell me what movie it's from. The second category is who's the tough guy star. I'll give you a tough guy movie title, and you tell me who starred in it. And the third category is who said it. I'll give you a quote from a famous movie tough guy. You can respond with either the actor or the character they played.
All right.
You guys want to make a wager here? You're in, Jim. You got an IOU out to Jim for a sizable amount at this point.
That's correct.
You don't want to double or nothing or anything on this? Okay, so this is just gentleman's game?
Question you're going to come up with.
Okay, so again, categories from what movie, who said it, and
do we have to hit the table? And
who's the tough guy star? Yes.
Who goes first?
We flipped a coin backstage. Jim won. Jim, you go first. Remember, we've got $100, $200, $300, $400, and $500 questions.
$200, and I want to do who said it.
Who said it for $200? My name is blank, loyal servant to the true emperor Marcus Aurelius, father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
You know this one.
That is Joaquin Phoenix.
That is not Joaquin Phoenix.
I know the answer.
What?
It's Russell Crowe.
It's Russell Crowe from Gladiator.
Oh,
right. You had the book.
Woody's got 200. Jim is
wait a minute.
minus 200.
I'm going to challenge that. That was Joaquin Phoenix that said
You're going to be wrong.
Okay. So research for me, people. Fact check. Fact check.
What do you got? You've got the board.
Same category, 400.
For 400. You're a funny guy, Sully. I like you. That's why I'm going to kill you last.
I know this one.
De Niro.
By the way, you don't have to wait. You can go.
Can I say the movie or just the character?
You can't jump in. I got to have my seconds. And it goes ding 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 ding.
That's Final Jeopardy.
That's
Final
you
Jeopardy.
You get a chance to answer. You can't answer.
All you do is control the board, and then anybody, whoever comes in first, can answer. So,
you got to get the rules straight. Denera.
Okay, that's incorrect. So that's a minus 400 for Woody. Jim, do you want to?
Yeah, it was Die Hard, wasn't it?
No, the correct answer is Schwarzenegger in the movie Commando. So, Woody, you've still got the control of the board. You want to stay in that category, or what about from what movie?
From what movie for 1,000?
There's no 1,000.
For however much.
It's 100 to 500.
I'm minus 400.
They get harder the higher the value.
Then 400.
Okay, 400.
What's the name of what movie?
So we're looking for the movie that this quote comes from. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Oh, it's easy. Godfather. What is The Godfather?
You could have answered too, Jim.
I didn't know the answer.
Oh, you didn't? Really?
So now I'm back at 0.
That's Vito Corleone in The Godfather. You still have the board.
All right, same category for 300.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans.
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs, Woody.
So plus
Hannibal Lecter.
Plus 300.
Okay. You want to stay in that category?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
All right, Jim, you got to be on the stick here. Well, for what number? For what value?
Whatever's the next highest one.
500. You don't understand. I could have had class. I could have been a contender. I could have been somebody instead of a bum, which is what I am.
Rage a Bull.
That's an incorrect answer.
What?
Cinderella Man.
That's an incorrect answer. Damn. This was the one Aggo going for an old movie. That is Marlon Brando in On the Waterfront. Say hello to my little friend. Jam, come on.
What a Scarface.
I went to say it.
I'm giving you both. Jim knew that.
If you would have said the accent. Say hello to my little friend.
Okay. The $100 from what movie is You Can't Handle the Truth.
Few Good Men.
Few Good Men. Woody just.
Bro, what did you take medicine this morning?
Coffee.
Okay.
Never seen your brain so wide open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit.
So I'm going to give you the title of the movie, and you're going to tell me the tough guy that starred in that movie, okay?
Okay.
For $100, True Lies.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Probably hit it up first.
I'll give it both.
All right.
Both. It was close. Number 2, Training Day.
Denzel Washington.
Jim gets
And Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
Number 300, Under Sea. Jim.
The dude with the long black hair with the ponytail.
Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
It is Steven Seagal.
Well, I got
to
give
the girl pops out of the birthday cake.
I got to give both of you since the guy with the ponytail doesn't count. 400, Taken.
Liam Neeson.
What's his last name?
Liam Neeson. That's what, yeah.
Neeson.
It's Neeson. It's Liam Neeson, but I'll give you both 400 there. Jim's done here. Let's see if you guys get this.
Don't count
500, Bloodsport.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
He actually hit first. But I'll give you both. God, Woody, have you gotten one?
I've never seen Woody, so I don't think he's missed a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got his brain rolling today.
Jeez.
Okay, would you have gotten this one? A man has got to know his limitations.
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
That's Clint in Magnum Force.
Oh, I didn't know that.
9 million terrorists in the world, and I got to kill one with feet smaller than my sister.
Oh, that was definitely Die Hard.
That's Bruce Willis in Die Hard.
Remember when he walked on the glass?
Woody, our champion in Tough Guy Jeopardy.
Finally win one.
I did have a Final Jeopardy Fearless Females question.
Go ahead.
So we're looking for the name of the actress here. Playing Ripley meant she would need to be in the best shape of her life. She was tough, pragmatic, and cunning in order to defeat the alien. She was nominated for a Best Actress Oscar.
Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney Weaver.
He buzzed in and you answered. It is Sigourney Weaver in Aliens. Okay. She was awesome as Ripley.
Well, there you got it.
All right. What do you got? That was domination.
All right.
There you have it.
That was like the Lions'
Woody.
first half.
I feel like I got my ass kicked on that one.
Lord, that happens.
Very good.
Every once in a while.
You dominated it. So
that's how it's going to feel in that
any
board
final
meeting,
thoughts?
Jim.
Yeah. Can't wait. Any final thoughts, Mr. Overton?
I just love and appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much. All the good podcast stuff.
Yep. Mike?
All the good podcaster stuff. Yes. Thanks again. 14 million plus. And hey, if you're going on a trip this year somewhere where they don't speak your language, get yourself some Rosetta Stone.
Yes,
50% off. Do
Absolutely. All right. Until next time, I'm Jim Chapman.
I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agavino.
For Real Life, Real Crime Daily. Peace.
Let's.